Hello, hello. Welcome to day 17 of our 21 days to a healthier, wealthier, more beautiful you. Again, this is Natalie Pace. Today's mantra is intergenerational wealth. The reason I say that is that there's a couple of mantras that we use in our budgeting and investing training. And one of them is stop making billionaire corporations rich. And the other one is have vision and think at least 100 years out. That's the way rich people do it. And I want to show you a couple of examples of that. Now, I already talked about over the last couple of days that person that maybe their daughter and her boyfriend should be living in their home, but it should be under a different framework, not living for free. That the agreement is they're putting that money into a tax protected retirement account and investing it so that that can become the down payment in a couple of years. That's a different strategy than living for free with the parents and the parents thinking that they have a failure to launch project. This is completely different. This is an intergenerational wealth plan. This house has remained in the same family since the 1800s, I think since late 1700s. The castle that's up there on the hill, sorry, let me see, right over there, since the 1300s, same sort of thing, the royal family. Also, and I do want to show you something I just pulled up. This is Alnwick Castle. I was fortunate to visit this castle and meet with the Duchess of Northumberland. They actually, this is known as Hogwarts. So if you go to visit, you can actually play and do things that you would do if you were at Hogwarts. But you can also see extremely rare Canaletto paintings and a lot of other things. Now, the interesting thing is that when you think about intergenerational wealth, there is stewardship involved. So, in order to inherit Alnwick Castle, you have to learn how you're going to provide for all the people who work there. How many months out of the year are you going to live there? How many months are you going to monetize it by allowing visitors to come? Alnwick Castle also has Alnwick Gardens. It's another monetization project, but it also has an element of philanthropy to it. So again, when we think of these things, it's going to be where our children are not just inheriting money. They are inheriting a legacy. They're inheriting the family legacy. And they have to learn how to handle money. Rich people talk about money all the time and about who is going to inherit what and when, and they teach them how to inherit it and how to embody it and what they might be inherit. All of these things, it's an open discussion and regularly, and they are getting regular updates from their financial advisors on how their money is doing or not. Um, and they understand how it's invested and they believe in how it's invested. That's very different from the way a lot of us look at it, where our kids are, they may not know who inherits what. They don't know how that money has ever been invested. They may not, the house may be ramshackle. I know some people right now where, the house that the elder is living in is not in good shape. And so everybody is saying, oh, well, once they pass on, then we'll fix the house or we'll tear it down and we'll sell it. I'm like, why not fix the house and let one of the family members live there so that the elder has more social interaction, better food quality, even if they're living in the ADU in the back. Let's think of this as family wealth that can benefit all of us better right here, right now, if we think of it in this way. So, this is going to require conversations with our natural partners, which are our family members. And this may be uncomfortable if you've never done this before. And by the way, I always have a policy that whether it's a friend or a family member, I will give them an idea once. I will not pound it home. I will not say, when are we going to have that conversation about our family home and our family intergenerational wealth plan? I will say it once. I will say, I think it's a really good idea for us all to come together and see how we can keep more money in the family and stop making billionaire corporations rich. How many people here are paying a landlord? Okay. Or how many people here are making the bank rich and their house is falling apart? All right. Can we rethink this? Can we think about it differently? Can we come together as a family? Myself, my kids, and my elders. Okay, so that's what I would strongly suggest. Because if you really sat down and but not pound it home, if they're not ready to listen to it, okay, but you can say a few statistics. I ran some numbers and I realized that the amount of money that we are all throwing out the window for banks and rent is over $100,000 every single year. And I think that we could spend that money better if we came together as a family. Now, that's a conversation that might open a door, that might open the door to a very closed mind to start talking. All right. So that's what today's mantra is intergenerational wealth. Whether it is thinking more about how you can provide better for the elders in our lives or thinking more about how we can provide better for the kids in our lives, I want us to think like rich people do. They think 100 years in advance. They think of which kid is going to be doing what. Not every kid is inheriting Annick Castle. Not every kid is inheriting this estate, right? Each one is going to have their own little thing that they get. And you may say, well, I'm not that rich. I don't have that much stuff to give kids. Well, maybe it's time to think about how you can stop having money fly out the window and come together as a family to start building family wealth. That's the key is to stop making the billionaire corporations rich. And there are many ways to do that by rethinking the big ticket bills, the housing bill, the transportation bill, the electric bill, all of that. So if you need help with any of those things to stop making the landlord rich, the electric company rich, all of that, it's outlined a lot at the health insurance company. It's outlined a lot in the ABCs of Money, the Thrive budget and the debt sections, especially. Be sure you're getting the most recent edition. Always go to nataliepace.com and click on the book cover. Email us. I have also video coaching on the Thrive budget and on debt reduction. Start wherever you are. Don't say, I'm not rich, so I'm not going to start this. This doesn't apply to me. BS. This is how we start building family wealth. So, intergenerational wealth today. Think bigger still applies here, because it's a lot of money flying out the window if we put 3 generations of the family together. And then sacred union. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.